Imagine a camera so small it fits in your jacket pocket, yet so powerful it packs the same 61-megapixel sensor found in Sony's $4,000 professional rigs. For 10 years, the photography world waited for this moment. Many said the line was dead. They were wrong. Today, on Tech Vibe, we are diving deep into the ultimate stealth powerhouse, the Sony RX1R III. This isn't just a camera, it's a statement. But with a price tag that could buy you a decent used car, is it actually worth it, or is Sony just flexing on us? Stick around, because we're breaking down the specs, the secret AI upgrades, and the one major deal-breaker that has the internet divided. Welcome back to Tech Vibe, the home of premium tech deep dives. If you're a gearhead who values portability without sacrificing an ounce of image quality, the RX1R series has always been the holy grail. The RX1R II was a masterpiece, but it's a decade old. The technology inside it belongs in a museum compared to what we have now. Enter the Mark III. Sony didn't just update it, they rebuilt the soul of this machine. Let's talk about the heart of the beast, that 61-megapixel full-frame XMR sensor. We are talking about the same resolution as the A7RV, tucked into a chassis that weighs less than a pound. For my landscape photographers and street shooters in New York, London, and Tokyo, this is a game changer. You can crop into your images by 200% and still have enough detail for a billboard-sized print. But resolution is nothing without a brain, and that's where the new Bions XR processor and the dedicated AI processing unit come in. This is where the RX1R III leaves every other compact camera, including the legendary Leica Q3, in the dust. The AI unit doesn't just find faces, it predicts human movement. It recognizes birds, insects, cars, and even trains. If you're doing high-end street photography in a crowded city, this camera will glue its focus to your subject's eye even if they turn their back or walk behind a lamppost. It's like having a professional focus puller living inside your pocket. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tech Vibe, it's a fixed lens. Doesn't that limit me? Well, yes and no. Sony stuck with the Zeiss Sonnar T*35mm f/2 lens. Some critics are annoyed they didn't go to f/1.4, but let's be real, f/2 on a full-frame sensor gives you that creamy, buttery bokeh that makes subjects pop like a 3D movie. Plus, Sony added a step crop feature. With one tap, you can jump to a 50mm or 70mm equivalent. Because you have 61 megapixels to play with, even at 70mm, you're still getting a 15-megapixel file, which is more than enough for Instagram or a high-quality print. It's basically 3 prime lenses in one. But here is where the premium part of this camera really kicks in, and where things get controversial. The build quality. We're talking about a magnesium alloy body with a new iron black matte coating. It feels like a piece of military hardware. It's elegant, it's dense, and it screams luxury. However, Sony made a choice that has the forums on fire. They removed the tilting screen and the pop-up viewfinder from the previous model. The screen is now fixed to the back for maximum rigidity and slimness. For some, this is a deal-breaker. For the purists, it's one less thing to break. And then there's the video. Usually, compact cameras are stills first, but the RX1R III is a stealthy vlogging beast. We're looking at 4K 30p in 10-bit 4:2:2. It features S-Cinetone, which gives you those Hollywood skin tones right out of the camera. If you're a content creator traveling through Europe or the Maldives and you want that cinematic look without carrying a gimbal and 3 lenses, this is your weapon of choice. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The price. $5,100. Let that sink in. For that price, you could buy a Sony A7RV and a GM lens. So, who is this for? It's for the person who has the money and values one thing above all else, the ability to disappear. You can walk into a high-end gala, a private club, or a sensitive street environment with this around your neck, and people think it's a toy camera. They don't realize you're capturing medium format levels of detail. It's the ultimate if you know piece of tech. Sony also finally fixed the battery, mostly. They moved to the NP-FW50. It's not the massive Z battery from the big cameras, but it's a huge step up from the old one. You'll get about 300 shots per char. GE now. Is it industry-leading? No. Is it enough for a day of shooting? If you're disciplined, yes. Plus, with USB-C PD charging, you can top it off with a power bank while you're grabbing a coffee in Mayfair or Beverly Hills. So, let's wrap this up. The Sony RX1R III is a masterpiece of engineering. It's the smallest full-frame camera on the planet with this much resolution. It has the best autofocus in the world, bar none. It has a lens that renders light like a dream. But it's also expensive, lacks a tilting screen, and has no internal stabilization. Is it the Leica Killer we've been waiting for? In terms of raw performance, it wipes the floor with the competition. In terms of soul and experience, that's up to you. If you want the absolute best technology that can fit in a pocket, there is simply no second place. The RX1R III sits alone on the throne. Thanks for tuning into Tech Vibe. We put a lot of work into finding the most authentic, up-to-date specs for these deep dives so you can make the best buying decisions. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Sony's latest powerhouse, do us a huge favor, hit that like button and subscribe. It tells the algorithm that high-end tech content belongs on your feed. What do you think? Is $5,000 too much for a fixed lens camera, or is the 61-megapixel sensor worth every penny? Drop a comment below, I respond to as many as I can. I'm out, but I'll see you in the next one for more of the tech you crave. Stay vibey.